In this video, I'm going to go over the entire translate.albionist.com website. So if you're on the site right now, you're at the link New, click here. So this is the main page, translate.albionist.com. And what you will see on this page is the most recent updates. In this case, the most recent thing is a video blog, just an exhortation for the translators. You can find these archived right here. So if you want to see the old ones, or if you miss a new one, you can find it right here. Currently there's only 2. And then down here you can notice an SRT, which is a subrip file. And right here we'll put the newest SRTs right here. So you could click right there, Control S, and you could save this document just like that, and then start your translation process. So the newest SRTs are going to be here, and that's the main use for this area. So you do want to subscribe using an RSS feed right here. So if you take this feed, you can subscribe to it using your Google account or whatever method you use. So that's basically the summary of this page right here. Now we're going to go to join the team. It's preferred that anyone who wants to get involved in actually translating before downloading SRTs would join the team, so we can get your information, so you can be part of the mailing list for that specific language website. So in this case, if you go here, we're asking for your name, your email, and then which task do you desire to help with. There are 3 tasks which we need people's help with. First is English transcripts, the next is time coding the subtitles, and the third is translating the time-coded transcript. And then right here we ask, if you selected task 3 on the above question, then which language are you able to translate into. So just put your language here. If it's Portuguese, just put Portuguese. And then here's a brief testimony. The big burden here is we want people to be translating who are truly converted. And obviously, we're not perfectly going to do that. I mean, there have already been multiple translators who, while translating videos, have realized they weren't even converted. And so I guess that's a praise to the Lord that He's able to use that to open their eyes to the truth as they were meditating on the things they were translating. So that is this page right here. So if you're new here, go ahead and fill that out really fast so we can get that information. The next page is the video training tutorials page. And on this page, you'll basically find the typing transcripts, time-coding subtitles, and translating a time-coded SRT. You'll find these sub-pages. So if I click here, then I get these tutorials. Now, this video, the tutorials on this page will probably be updated. So if you're watching this video right now and there's different tutorials there, that's fine. Just watch those. We're constantly updating things as we go along. So if you click here, you get the time-coding subtitles right here. You get these tutorials. And then if we go to translating a time-coded SRT, if you go right here, you can watch those. So depending on which task you're going to help out with, the first thing you need to do is go here and watch the training material so you understand our process and how we go about doing this. The next page is a completed SRTs page. On here, what you see is a Google Doc that is updated, and I'm going to click View in Full Screen. And what you see is a title, the time, the SRT, and then you see who's working on, or if it's completed. So it's done in Spanish, done in Chinese. It's a work in progress. That's what WIP stands for. It's a work in progress in Hungarian. It's a work in progress in French, and in German it's done. And this makes it easy to know who's doing what, so we don't have any duplicate translations going on. So I'm going to close this. As you can see, this is only step 1. If you scroll down, you see step 2. And that's to submit a work in progress order. And this is basically notifying us of the SRT that you're translating. So for example, Spanish, no one's translating God crushed Jesus Christ to save wretched sinners. Since no one's translating that, you can basically say, well, I want that. So you go ahead and just copy the title, go down here, paste the title, language Spanish, put your name, and put your email. And then hit submit. And what will happen is one of the administrators will get that, and then they will go into the document and they will put by it WIP, just like we saw here, and they'll put your first name there. So we have a good track of who's doing what. In case somehow it doesn't get done for a while, then we can contact you and ask you the progress. And if you just don't have time, then we'll remove the work in progress and it'll be open again. And so our hope is that as people are translating time-coded transcripts that they download right here, they will not run into the problem of duplicate translations. So if you want to download an SRT, all you're doing is simply clicking on this link, and then hitting Control S and saving it. Now you got this weird name right there, so you can easily rename it. And then just hit save, just like that. And now I'm going to open that, and here I have an opened SRT. Now it's saved as a .txt, but the formatting of the time codes is SRT. And then you go on from here and you're typing in these lines. So William C. Nicholas, and then whatever said is in Spanish. And then once you've proofed it, you go ahead and remove the English, and then you have each line in Spanish. Notice the P tag right here. You do not want to move the P tag. The P tag is referring to a paragraph. It allows us to auto-generate a PDF transcript with this translated SRT. So go ahead and you would translate every line and complete this, and then you would save it, and then you would email that to translate@illbehonest.com once you've finished with that. So that is this whole page here, completed SRTs. Now we're going to go ahead to page scripts and programs. Right here you see translator tools. And so I'm going to click here to go to the tools real fast. And what we have here is we have three functions. We have the strip timecodes function. So in this case, let's go ahead. I'm going to go to my downloads really quick. Let's take this. Okay. So if I paste in an SRT right there, I'm able to strip the time codes. And it basically automatically stripped all the time codes. There were no P tags here. If there were, it would have automatically made paragraphs. Something like that is what it would have looked like if there were P tags. So that's one feature right here. The other is fixing timecode overlaps. We notice that as people are timecoding in Subtitle Workshop, sometimes what will happen is this. We will have an ending timecode be greater than the next starting timecode, meaning this would be 125, so that is greater than this. And what fixing the timecode overlaps feature will do is basically take this timecode and it will replace this one with that, so there's no overlap. The reason this matters is when you're hard coding an SRT to a video, you'll run into the problem where it's basically showing two lines at once, so you don't want overlaps. The other feature is to convert to an SRT. So if this was, say, a .sub or a different format, it would basically take it and convert it to an SRT where it puts the number above it, and it basically changes this to look correctly formatted, since we have to have SRTs to hard code these to the videos, at least in our current process. So I'm going to close both of these. So here I am again on the scripts and programs page, and below the translator tools we have character converters. And right here we have a converter that will take diacritic characters and it will convert them to Unicode. I'm going to hit the back button. We have Arabic to Latin, to basically the Roman characters, so we can make URLs for the site. And then we have Chinese characters to Pinyin. So for example, if I go to the Chinese Albiana site, well, if I click View, look at the URL. So the Chinese title with the converter has been converted to Pinyin. And that's what we have right there. So we'll close that. And so these are basically some converters. So if you have a converter we don't know about, let us know. We can add that to the list. So other than that, there are some random tutorials over here. You know, this one's just a video tutorial of us doing a time lapse of setting up, and some things that don't even have to do with translation work, but sometimes people email me questions, and so I have different videos right here. This one deals with creating a thumbnail and how I do that. And so some other stuff will be added here, but those are the main features of the translate.illbehonest.com website. So if you're a translator and you want to get involved, go ahead and go to join the team, register your information, and figure out what task you're going to do. Watch those tutorials and go ahead and get started, and just pray that the Lord will help you to do this with a pure heart for His glory. Because if God's not behind it, we're going to labor in vain, as Psalms 127 makes clear.